Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is VlogsBoutNothin. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy day to join me. I really appreciate it. I'd like to be the first person in your ever so cool life to present you with this interesting bit of information. For those of you that just are joining us on a new level, you feel me? And haven't seen any of the other 350 videos that we have here on the channel. We stream 4 times a day. Tell an uncle, tell an aunt, tell your second cousin, tell somebody to sub, and we really appreciate here at the channel. But I'm alluding to the fact that I am the same individual who is multi-generational from the area that I'm in and grew up in a bingo hall, while at the same time am anti-gambling. I'm just being honest. We all have our, idiosyncrasies about us, as they would be. And I think that something about myself is that I typically am anti gambling, but don't mind playing a game of bingo. Again, I think this speaks more to my culture than it does the act of spending $20 to hopefully win 50. I mean, this is kind of the experience I have at the bingo hall. But nonetheless, I'm basically anti-gambling. Me personally, I think that in a regulated sense, just the way that casinos provide and the way that Las Vegas is set up, if people are wanting to gamble, then they should have a safe place to gamble, right? The alternative is gambling in an unregulated and unsafe environment. And moreover, I'd rather have the latter. I'd rather have not the latter. I'd rather have people gambling in a regulated way in a safe environment. But the interesting piece of information that we're finally getting around to, but this is again vlogs about nothing, so you gotta wait a little while until we actually start talking about what we're supposed to start talking about, which is the Olympics. So this is the first time in modern human history where people are going to be able to place bets on the athletes performing their events during the Olympics. you know I'm smiling cheek to cheek here because I grew up watching people on SportsCenter argue for hours about how gambling should and or should not be legal. I mean, all the way up to the now playoff system we see in college football. These were things that athletes and coaches and commentators have debated for decades. And we're in a world, sans all that. Like, seriously, that was all irrelevant in terms of the guy who opened the floodgates to make professional sports gambling legal to begin with was Adam Silver, who ironically, the former commissioner of the National Basketball Association, who at the same time works for and represents a company that is primarily driven by union rules. And now we're in an era of which gambling is not only pervasive, but impacts so many more people than I think we'd all like to talk about, especially because it can be so concealed and secretive. So, how many people out there have amassed huge gambling debts without even having, communicated this with their partner or their family? I mean, there's too much room for error in terms of giving people a portable gambling device, in essence, as now I'm sure the gambling companies think of as in terms of running their business. Because why wouldn't they? We kind of do all have portable slot machines and or as it would be dealers in our pockets. You feel me? Because of the ease of access that it is to get to sports gambling. Nonetheless, what a conflict of interest. I mean, I want to watch the Olympics to find out who's best. You feel me? Not somebody who didn't show up that day on their like I would consider myself an athlete. I love sports. I love staying as healthy and active as I can. I've always been a fan of competitive and organized sports since I can remember. And I'm an old guy now, going to be 37 soon. And so the thing is I just, and I'm still really happy that we're going to be watching the Olympics here at home. And there's actually several events that I'm looking forward to. There, I'm looking forward to weightlifting. I'm looking forward to the basketball. I'm looking forward to track and field. I'm looking forward to all of the Olympics. Like I love sports and I love competition, but I don't like sports and competition that involves organized gambling. There's just not room for both of those things, in my opinion. And it's really, really weird that you're going to be able to place bets on on teams. Like, I just, there's too much incentive for there to be bad actors in any kind of a situation where that is sort of enabled. And I think that's a perfect situation in which it could be enabled. I want to see the best athletes in the world compete for their country. I was talking to my roommate earlier. It's like, I mean, during the Olympics, as much as I am pro open border around the world, I'm all inclusive, I love everybody. It's a fun time to be a part of your team and to playfully, kind of joke about, who's better and, who can run the fastest, who can jump the highest. These things aren't overall important, but to athletes and to people who work their whole lives to be in a position of which they're able to compete against the best, that's what an athlete is. You feel me? The constant seeking out of people that are better than them, that are greater than them at their skill set and want to be like that. It's the only way. And I just feel like gambling on the Olympics is going to feel super awkward, and it's going to make our athletes, that are competing and are essentially, being bet on. Like, I just, it's just another weird thing that I don't. Oftentimes we talk about the opinions of spectators and fans and stuff, but it's unfortunate that we can't really know how athletes feel because of policies that they have to follow within their organized leagues and so forth. But I can safely assume that I would think that the majority of the athletes on the teams that are competing in all avenues of professional sports would probably tell you it's a little weird that they're being bet on. I mean, wouldn't it be weird if we bet on you at your job? Who can make the fastest cup of coffee at Starbucks? I say this ironically joking in a dark humor kind of a way, but what if that actually happened? That's not a good thing. I mean, seriously. It is what it is. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're not already a subscriber, just take a couple of minutes and consider. It helps the channel grow out a bunch. And, I mean, that's what we're trying to do here. You feel me? We're trying to grow the channel exponentially. I'm just following the rules of some good old Western old boy. Everything is exponential. It must be. If not, trust me, and this is true, it'll all fall apart. So it's best just to move forward thinking that. I hope that you all have a lovely evening, and we have one more video tonight, so I will be back shortly. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.